This part is always difficult. I guess I could just talk through it. It's Monday, the 8th of December. It's Monday, right? I think. Pretty sure. I know the days. I have a job. I know it. Usually talking through it is the easiest part. Like actually literally talking through the process at the very, very beginning. So I guess I'll just do that. That should help maybe. I'm thoroughly comfortable on camera at this point, but somehow like talking into the camera without the prompting of chat or a game to play is like really difficult. This is unusual for me. I guess I should. So it's Monday, December 8th, 2025. This is kind of a cold open, I guess, for another channel, I think. For our purposes, my name is Dora. But I'm gonna be honest, like you're not watching this as a cold open, you're not doing that, almost certainly. So uh you're probably familiar or aware of me and my little tiny slice of Discord and YouTube, which is probably why you're here, I would imagine. Um this is more or less an accountability vlog thing. I don't watch vlogs. I don't really like talking head content at all broadly. I don't really like streamers rather either. I just kind of like I'm not entirely sure what you get out of it most of the time. Uh, so it's kind of regardless. It seems like a good exercise. It seems like a good thing to do. Um, because holy shit, well, it really is an accountability thing. Because I have projects, I have things that I'm working on, things that I'm trying to do that I struggle with for a myriad of reasons, and I figure having the opportunity to talk about them first of all gets them on paper because that's something I'm exceptionally bad at doing. Gets them on paper, makes them hopefully coherent, keeps them organized, and gives me the opportunity to really like have them in one place where I can look at them and uh, hopefully by having them in one place I can work through them effectively. Um, I already lost my train of thought. See, this is fundamentally this is the problem. I Yeah, I don't know. It would be a wonderful opportunity to segue into talking about a couple of things that I don't that maybe I have insight into. I'm very anxious about the idea of suggesting that I have insight into anything because I don't really trust that in myself. I don't really trust that I have insight into anything most of the time. Not even the things that I'm immediately going through, which is lately a lot of anxiety for a lot of different reasons that I won't be breaking down immediately, not right now, but I'll expand on them at some point because that is in part the goal as well, is being able to just talk about those things in a way that feels safe. I'm not confident anymore that the things that I'm going through are safe, like that it is safe to talk about them publicly and like openly. I'm not convinced of those things. Um, because if you show up, you show up on a live stream with makeup on, the literal Nazis come out. Literal, like like I have examples. I'm almost certainly not going to go to the trouble here. Maybe I will. Almost certainly won't though. Go to the trouble of editing in what I'm talking about. It is something I've seen with my own eyes. It's very, very interesting. The correlation there between presenting in any way that violates the white boy code of conduct. I don't know what to say because it does feel like a obviously. Oh shit! I'm dangerously close to actually just talking about it, which is spooky. Obviously, uh, phobias, uh, cross racial and cultural boundaries. It's not like a white people problem, but this in specific feels like a at least the experience that I've been having like a white person thing in a really embarrassing way where it's like it's just such a fucking imminent threat, and you can reliably, the people who open their mouths and make it known that they're in some capacity threatened by you presenting in a way that they're not comfortable with, there's always a through line. You can always find it, even like cursory investigations of their attached social media, whatever it is they're doing. You know, oh, it's literally Nazi shit. I see. Okay. I don't know. I don't feel like that's super coherent. It's worth noting it's late. This is something that I've been meaning to do for days, and I would like to do consistently, and hopefully I will do it consistently. Um, um, and in order to get here, in order to show up and do it this time, I had to show up late. You know, that's an ADHD thing. Is if it's gonna get done, it gets done when it gets done. In a lot of cases, I would like to find ways around that. I would like to find ways to work through that. I don't really have many tools for working through that, and that's a large part of in part at least the impetus of this recording and this channel and um is just looking for ways to work through that and acknowledging that it's it's a major problem. It's very difficult to get things that feel like they should be reasonably basic um, to get done. I can't seem to get through them in a lot of cases. Uh, and even organizing these problems in a way that would like enable me to like approach them and like really try to tackle them and make changes is very difficult. It's very, very hard to organize these things. There are so many things that I would like to change and improve, and that but even getting those things on paper, I am well aware, by the way, that I have like mega autist, like cocaine addled. Like, I'm not cocaine addled, but I'm bouncing off the walls and subjects. I'm usually not this bad. I'm very aware of it right in this moment that I'm not going in a straight line. But I guess that's not really the point. Especially this initial one. This one's really about getting it done. It's not about getting it right. It's about getting it done. I'm all over the place. Pay no mind to me, I guess. Um, I have a proper channel where I stream far more infrequently than I mean to. I wanted to be content forward, and I succeeded in some ways, sort of, in doing that, or at least taking steps towards doing that. But it has resulted in me just streaming less broadly, like broadly streaming less, rather. And that's not great. And rather than just like torture myself and be upset, first of all, there's no joy in anything if you're constantly like torturing yourself over it. It's so difficult. But I digress. I really would like to get a proper piece of content done. I don't have a style. I don't have a video games feel like small beans, like really not the thing that I'm particularly interested in, but it's like something's got to get done here. And Umfi, a little teeny tiny YouTuber friend of mine, did a review of DMC2, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, this asshole produced a piece of content. This fucking rat. How dare you? So I'm inclined to do the same thing. I think that's a reasonable challenge, is to try to produce the same thing that he's produced. Since I have no style and no method of creating such a piece of content, my goal really is to make, without judgment or criticism of myself, to just make a Mandalore gaming video. I think that's probably a good place to start. Just do that. Just really like, how would this be structured in that context? And then just structure it like that and just go for it. Because as I've done shorts, and I've done a lot of shorts, they get better and better, and I feel like I have some kind of talent for editing. I think so. For storytelling broadly, I hope so. We'll see. And as I've done those things, I found the more I do them, the easier it gets. I know that's obvious, but like, I see progression in a way that makes me confident that it's really, it creates a lot of hope in my heart, because I can do things. Like I'm perfectly capable of doing things and getting better at things and excelling at certain things. I've seen it. I know I can do it. So I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making any sense. I'm going to try to produce that piece of content though. I'm really stuck for a couple of reasons. Actually, I guess I could just go through the order of operations. This isn't what this is going to be like every time. It's certainly not. I'll find some structure and I'll try to make sense of it. Did you see how quickly I jumped from one thought to another just there? Did you just see that? I was talking about... Fuck me, bro. It's not usually this bad. This is not how this is going to be structured usually. You're going to see a great deal more confidence in the future, because that's not like a thing I need to work on. That's a thing I show up and I do. I present myself pretty effectively. I actually communicate quite effectively. It's a skill that I have. It's something that I'm good at. I'm not doing it right now, and that's okay. That's fine. But I acknowledge that. I'm gonna be like this every time. The order operations here for producing that piece of content. Look how fucking long it took me to get back to that. Did you see how fucking long it took me to get back to that? The order operations here is going to be doing an initial playthrough on stream. I think that's a healthy thing to do. I think those immediate reactions are good, because I played it before. It's been a while. I hate it. It's a terrible game. It's genuinely the worst game I've ever completed. I'm sure there's some other piece of there's some other game that I've played before that's worse. That's like categorically worse in every capacity. Like, I'm sure that exists. And so, not to be like pedantic, I don't think it's pedantic. I'm saying the worst game that I've played, because that's specific enough that you can't really fucking argue with me on it. Fuck you. It's the worst game I've ever completed, certainly. But by that nature, I have a lot to say about it. I have plenty to say about that horrible, awful, fuck ass game that I fucking hate with my whole entire heart. I was talking about the order operations here. I'd like to do that first initial playthrough because I dislike it so much, but it's been so long. I think there's a healthy amount of game to react to the first time through. Or the second, I guess it's not the first time I played it, like I said, but the initial playthrough for the process of creating a review for it. So I want to do that on stream. I would like a thumbnail. I can slap thumbnails. My thumbnail game's kind of baller. Sometimes it's been known to happen. I've succeeded in that department before, but not always. It's like everything else. It's a process of trying, and but then again, when you're fucking like hopelessly riddled, there's more going on here than just ADHD, and I will get into that, and I will break some of that down. But when you really struggle getting each piece done, and the best you can really do is show up, there's no guarantee that a new thumbnail, like things get reused constantly because they have to, or else I cannot show up because I can't. It's not that I can't get it done; it's that it is infinitely more likely that I won't show up if I don't have that kind of thing prepared, and so things get reused because it's the only way that I'm going to get there. I think that I think that makes sense. I would like a coherent thumbnail though. Like I would really like that for this. I think it needs my face. I have this. I guess I can just put it on screen. No, I don't want to do editing quite like that. I don't want to edit during the process of filming. Seems like a bad idea. Well, yeah. So I'll just put it on screen. Oh, fuck it. Who cares? That's an extra step though. And an extra step creates greater potential that this will not get done or get posted. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's a real thing to fear or worry about. I'm not going to go to too much trouble. Cutting out pauses and such, I don't think there's really a lot of use, a lot of need to do that. Holy shit, I'm ADHD as fuck right now. I actually genuinely don't know what's different right now than usual because this is pretty extreme. Need a thumbnail. That's what I was saying. I have thumbnail, my most recent thumbnail, and I've used it a million times, and I would like to update it, but actually has my face. I hate the YouTube thumbnail meta. I think it's really embarrassing, mostly. Actually, I couldn't do it. I actually have too much respect for myself, really and truly, to do thumbnails the way some of these motherfuckers be doing thumbnails. But I also recognize it's not as simple as just putting your face on it, because I see some people do that, especially cutouts. I have a couple of those. A couple of thumbnails that are just cutouts of my fucking dome on a character's body, something like that. It's extremely easy, and it doesn't look great, but it does feel like it's the thing you're supposed to do, and then there's no creative process beyond that, and then it's just shit and bad and not very good. So I'd like to do a little more than that. My Baldur's Gate 3 thumbnail that I'm using for streams right now, I feel like is pretty good, but it's a screen grab of my face. It's a very vulnerable thing too for me because I am in some amount of makeup, and it's not a good picture. What I'm getting at is I need to go through the process of taking pictures, and that sounds like a fucking nightmare. But it is another one of those things. If I do it, I'm sure it'll be a thing that I've done now and that I know how to do now. And then it won't be hard the next time. But getting to it is this major stopping point. It really prevents me from getting the thing done. It's so difficult. But I need to do it. I can use screen grabs, but those are never going to have the intentionality that I want. I'll figure it out. I'm going to figure it out. I don't know how. I haven't offered any solutions to the problem, but I'm going to figure it out. Then the initial playthrough, a handful of shorts will come from that. I don't know how long it'll be. I can really stretch the process of cutting shorts out because the streams are generally pretty good. There's usually content to work with there. That process will take all day though. I will spend literally 10 hours ripping out shorts. And they come out well, and I love them more and more. Each and every time I like them more and more. But they're so time consuming, only for me to realize I've done more work than I meant to do, that I was so anxious about not doing enough or not doing it well enough. And I just kill myself all day. I kill myself. I cause such stress and anxiety during those days when I'm working on it. It's brutal, and it's so unnecessary, and it could be prevented by building a deliberate system, by building structure around how all this should get done, like a job. The problem is I do not have the tools to build that structure, to operate within the structure. Absolutely, yes. Absolutely. I can absolutely operate within a framework like that, but I don't know how to build it. Just showing up isn't good enough anymore. And I'm proud of myself. I've made a great deal of progress in a billion different ways this year, which again will probably be a broader topic some other time. it's more personal stuff, and we'll get to it. But for now, just really trying to focus on what matters right this second, and it's getting that done. It's getting it's growth, and growth requires content, and content requires showing up, but also risk taking. Also, I know the order of operations here. I need a thumbnail, and this is the bare bones order of operations because there's so much more work to be done. Uh, um, Thumbnail, stream. That's the easy part. Shorts. And then I can play the fucking game on my own time. I can play it 10 more times on my own time. I ain't got to worry about anything else after that. I don't have to. And like, if I can keep my eye on that, that's probably helpful. I could go live right now and play the fucking game. I'm not going to, but I could. That's not the hard part. Hard part. See, look how fucking, and I'm kind of illustrating it now as I talk through it. I'm really hung up on this thumbnail thing. Anyway, ADHD is brutalizing me. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna master the problem. I mastered a lot of other problems in the last year. I'm gonna master the problem. I just don't know how yet, and I don't even really know where to look. When I'm in therapy, by the way. Big fucking recommend on therapy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wish I went more often. When I'm in therapy, there's so little time to even begin like the processing of like what do you do about ADHD and the like, because I'm already dealing with so many other things, and I'm so much more interested about dealing in dealing with those things when I'm there. I want to talk about these things. I don't want to talk about ADHD, you know? Anyway, fuck it. That's kind of where I'm at. This is not how I foresaw this recording going. It's very slapdash. It's very, I showed up to get it done. That's what you're seeing right now in real time. This is what showing up to get the thing done looks like for me. I'll do better next time. There are things that I don't even know how to begin to approach, but I guess I should say them out loud because that was part of the impetus for wanting to sit down and do this. Is I have so much trouble organizing some of these thoughts, and just to have them in one place would be important. This background ain't cutting it. That needs to change. I have a green screen. I don't really even think I want to use it. I don't know, maybe. I know that there is a process by which you can just have the immediate green screen. Let me see if I can get the framing here. You can have like the immediate green screen, but then you can manually key out the sides with like block color, if that makes sense. I just don't know how to do that in OBS. And the queries you would have to make to solve the problem, it couldn't be that hard. Probably the least work I could do would be to ask ChatGPT. The problem is AI is basically bad at absolutely everything it does. Very nearly, not entirely, but very, very nearly. Functionally, it's a very poor tool. And so it would be better to go query, like really look for those things manually via Google. I could do it. But when? But when does that happen? What is the priority here? What is the order of operations in which this really needs to get done? I would really like to start aggressively exercising. But like, I just bounced off to a whole nother topic. They're all kind of connected. I just don't know, like, all these problems. How do you figure out what is the most important? What order does it get done in? What is the, you know, how does each one fit into the other? How do you connect these things? How do you make sure they're all gonna get done? Where is that you know? It's very difficult for me. It's fucking murderous. It's so hard. It's okay. I'm gonna master it. I am. I absolutely am. I joked recently about, I don't really have a meaningful belief in God at all. But I used to joke, and I said it recently, like, God had to nerf me somehow. Like he fucking understood what he wrought, and he had to like fucking give me something to fuck me over. And it was, I mean, I'm brutalized. No, I gotta stop, like, actually. So see, there's shit like that. I can't say that. I'm not brutalized. I'm actually fine. No, I'm not fine. But like, it's not that bad. You know what I mean? I keep calling myself crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm emotional. It's okay to feel that way. It's okay to be emotional. It's okay. You know, it's that same thing. It's like, I'm not crazy. I'm just emotional, and it's okay to be emotional. There's nothing wrong with that. And then it's similarly, I'm not being brutalized. I may be having a hard time. This may be difficult to like go through, to like deal with. You know, it makes everything really difficult, and it creates just an enormous amount of anxiety. Which isn't something that I knew that I dealt with, because I don't think I really challenged my ADHD in the way that I have in the last year. So I don't think I did deal with it. I think that is the difference. And now I'm having to learn to operate while anxious. Kind of lost my train of thought there. Par for the course this time around. Anyway, color grading's bad, framing's bad, all of this is bad. I got to fix it all, but I don't know how to even begin to do that, you know. And because when everything is just like framed within showing up, within do or die, within getting there, you know. One thing at a time, I guess. This is I can't imagine this has been particularly interesting to absolutely anyone. I think it could be. And I think next time I will endeavor to make it so. This camera angle ain't it. None of this is it. None of this is it. But I did it. Somehow I talked for 20 minutes. That's not surprising. I could talk for 90 minutes. I could um I think I'm a reasonably good communicator. I'm not demonstrating it now, and that's fine, but I'm a reasonably good communicator. I really like streaming. I don't understand what y'all get out of it. I really don't. That's kind of not true. Oh wait, hang on. I'm gonna bounce off to another subject by accident. Anyway, thank you, I guess. Am I missing anything? Yeah, I'm missing a lot, but am I missing like anything essential here? Not really. Uh, uh yeah. I love you. Why? You're very cute. Off.